Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. We will be focusing on an O-level paper, Math 4024, and the term is 2021 Variant 11. We are focusing on this exam paper, and yes, we are focusing on a standard form question. Now the question arises, can a standard form question be really a tricky one? Let's see and let's wait till the end of the video. Now let's focus on the first part, which says find A when B equals to 4 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2, C is 6 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 3, and D equals to 2 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2. So let's get started with this question. First of all, let's write down B, which is 4 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2. Therefore, B square, that is 4 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2 raised to power of 2. Now, according to rules of indices, this 2 applies on 4 as well as 10 square. So therefore, this is 4 square into 10 raised to power of 2 raised to power of 2, which is 16 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 4. And yes, I should write in the standard form, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to power of 5. Or maybe if the need arises, I can even write this thing as 160 into 10 raised to power of 3. Now this is definitely not in the standard form, but we will be using this format for our further calculation. Now keep in mind, this is a paper 1 question. So therefore, we are not allowed to use a calculator. Let's move on and let's write down C, which is 6 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 3. Now since we are adding two values, one of them is B square, the other one is C, naturally for addition and for subtraction, it is necessary that when we are dealing with the standard form, the powers should be equal to one another. So now I'm simply focusing on the numerator, and then we have B square and then we have C. So B square is 160 into 10 raised to power of 3, and let me scroll up. C is 6 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 3. So if I add this up, which is B square plus C, which is the numerator. So therefore, this is 160 into 10 raised to power of 3 plus 6 into 10 raised to power of 3. So let's take 10 raised to power of 3 common. And then what am I left with? 160 plus 6, which is 166 into 10 raised to power of 3. Now, what are we dividing it with? We are dividing it with D, and D is 2 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2. So therefore, B square plus C divided by D, we know that D is 2 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2. And B square plus C is right over here. So let's simplify. So A equals to B square plus C divided by D. That is 166 into 10 raised to power of 3 divided by 2 multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2. Let's first play around with the powers of 10. So therefore, I can use indices over here. I can write 10 raised to power of 3 minus 2. And what about 166 divided by 2? That comes out to be 83. Now let's read the question again. We have to write our answer in the standard form. Yes, we need the final answer in the standard form. So therefore, I'll write this thing as 8.3 into 10 raised to power of 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. So therefore, this is 8.3 into 10 raised to power of 2. This is the final answer. And yes, the answer is in the standard form. Standard form, it is necessary that this value should lie between 1 and 10. Yes, 1 is inclusive, whereas 10 is exclusive. So that's how the first part is done. So let's write the value over here, which is 8.3 into 10 raised to power of 2. Now let's move to the next part. Now it says rearrange the formula to make B the subject. We know that A equals to B square plus C divided by D. This is basic algebra. Let's cross multiply. AD is B square plus C. Therefore, AD minus C is B square. Make B the subject. Let's take square root of both sides. This is AD minus C. It's a good idea that we write a plus and a minus over here, because whenever we are dealing with even roots, we get a plus and we get a minus. Whenever we deal with odd roots, a positive value will give us a positive, a negative will give us a negative. The best example of even root is square root. The best example of odd root is cube root. Now the second part is done. Let's also focus on the number of marks given. For part A, 3 marks are assigned. Similarly, for part B, again 3 marks are assigned. So now you can very well see that those 3 marks don't look that much equal. This was based upon algebra. That was the second part, which is, I think, A part 2. And A part 1 was about the standard form, and that was also for 3 marks. Now comes the interesting part. That is this. The question says m multiplying with 10 raised to power of 4 plus m multiplying with 10 raised to power of 2 is 36360. Work out this value. Now let me write down method 1 over here, because this is the traditional method that I'll use. I'll rewrite the question: m into 10 raised to power of 4 plus m into 10 square equals to 36360. My focus is first evaluate the value of m. I can see that I can take m common out, and then I can even take 10 raised to power of 2, the smaller of the two powers, common out. So m is common, 10 square is common. I am left with 10 raised to power of 2 from here, and I am left with 1 from here. And this equals to 36360. Now, if I don't overthink, so let me write over here overthink, and then I write don't overthink. What happens? This is m into 100 into 101. This equals to 36360, and make m the subject, which is 36360 divided by 100 into 101. Now the question arises, how will we evaluate this thing? The max that you can comfortably do is to get rid of this 0 and get rid of this 0. This leaves us with 3636 in the numerator, 10 in the denominator, 101 in the denominator. Still, you need to work it out. Isn't it better that if I overthink a bit and I continue with this, the better way is that let me write m into 100 into 101, and this is 36360. Can I write this thing as 36,000 plus 360? There is no harm in double checking. 360 plus 36,000 is 36360. And then what I'll do is that on the left hand side, I'm still writing the same thing as before. And let me take 360 common out. So I am left with 100 over here. I'm left with a 1 over here. Isn't this 101 and isn't this also 101? So therefore m into 100 is 360. Therefore m is 360 divided by 100. Yes, you guessed it right. That comes out to be 3.6. That's the value of m. But the question is not over yet. What are we evaluating? we are evaluating m into 10 raised to power of 4 minus m into 10 square. So therefore, let's continue. M into 10 raised to power of 4 minus m into 10 square. Again, let's take common m 10 square and we are left with 10 raised to power of 2 minus 1. M as it is, this is 100. Let me write this thing as 100 minus 1. So m is 3.6, this is 100 and this is 100 minus 1. Let me simplify this. So this comes out to be 360. This is 100 minus 1. And then I need more space over here. So this is 360 into 100. That is 36,000 minus 360. So that comes out to be 35,640. That is the final answer for this part. Yes, it was a difficult question. But the interesting part is not evaluating this. Yes, there was a difficult part in which you had to think a little bit out of the box over here in order to make life simpler. But the main thing is realizing the number pattern hidden over here. What is the original question? The original question is m into 10 raised to power of 4 plus m into 10 raised to power of 2 is 36360. I can write this thing as 36,000 plus 360. Let me break this up. 36,000 is 36 into 1000 and this is 36 into 10. Now, can I further write this thing as 3.6 into 1 multiplying with 4 zeros, which is 10,000, and this is 3.6 multiplying with 100? Yes, I can. So now let me write it further. This is 3.6 into 10 raised to power of 4. This is 3.6 into 10 raised to power of 2. And here is where the magic lies. M into 10 raised to power of 4. M into 10 raised to power of 4. M into 10 square. M into 10 square. Yes, you guessed it right. M is 3.6 based upon this simplification that you have done over here. Naturally, not everybody can think this much out of the box. That is too much out of the box. That is using the concept that there is no box. So yes, this is perfectly acceptable. Now let's go to the last part, which is simply easy peasy. That is m into 10 raised to power of 4 minus m into 10 raised to power of 2. This is 3.6 into 10 raised to power of 4 minus 3.6 into 10 raised to power of 2. This is 36,000. This is 360. The answer is same as before. That is 35,640. And that's how this tricky question is made easier with proper concept. So that's how we study maths. That is how maths is to be taught in a conceptual way. So anything out of the box which will make you get an A star and hence a distinction, that is possible by studying math this way.